the Air Force is the defenders of our skies. If there's an aerial threat, we will be the first ones to respond to it. What I do is I talk aircraft back into Singapore airspace and back onto the runway. There are instances where the pilot may not be able to see the runway from, let's say, 8 nautical miles out in the sky. So when that happens, I will be his eyes and his ears to guide him back home safely.
We do not have a very active, large military population. So naturally, we have to rely on our conscripts to actually defend our nation. If we do not defend, then it's a case where someone else is going to step into our land, take away our sovereignty, and then there goes our freedom and everything. I train NSmen who comes back for their in-camp trainings. So I am the touch point for the NSmen to train themselves to be prepared for war, should it ever come. And I see myself doing my level best to do what I can to ensure that we are actually ready and competent to make the difference towards our nation's sovereignty.
Because the information is with him.
The patrol vessel basically acts as the eyes of the Shore Command. It oversees maritime security within Singapore Straits, making sure that there's no piracy taking place, keeping merchant vessels safe, as well as making sure that the sovereignty of our territorial waters uncompromised. Every time I pass by the skyline, I'm reminded that my job, it feels worthwhile, knowing that I'm actually protecting this. There was one sailing where there was a suspicious vessel lurking around Singapore waters. It didn't have any of its lights turned on, so we started shining lights on it, letting it know that, hey, we are there watching you. This vessel was actually smuggling contraband cigarettes. Imagine that it could be weapons or something more dangerous bound for Singapore, which would compromise the safety of myself, my ship, and my loved ones back home. It changes your whole idea of national service. And in the course of these 2 years, it made me realize that what I do plays a vital role in the defense of Singapore.
I'm an asset team member. We are on 24/7 standby to do compliant boarding of the ships that come into Singapore. I feel what we do is really essential because the maritime industry is a big part of our country's GDP. There's a lot of ships, big, small ships, coming into our country waters on a daily basis. We may not know which vessels may be containing weapons, which vessels may be smuggling people in, or even smuggling drugs, etc. So it's important, essential for us to be out there boarding these vessels, conducting our checks, crew verification, ensure that everything is all good to go. You help keep our country safe. We have to take every operation seriously. So when we go on board every ship, we have to take it as though this ship may have something. Definitely, I put that into my mindset when I board every ship that I go into. What I would like to emphasize is that we draw this line of defense. If you cross the line, be prepared to face the consequences.
Many of us ask ourselves, why do we do this? Especially on the hardest of days, why are we doing this? And the immediate reasons we find are the people next to us. We do this for our buddy next to us. We do this for our fellow comrades. You look to your side and you see a fellow guardsman or guardsman-to-be who's struggling alongside with you. He's feeling the same pains, he's struggling the same, if not worse. Still, he looks up to you and asks you to push on along with him. You say the same back to him, and we all nudge each other forward. As simple as it is, I think it could not be understated because that's the main driving force. When it comes down to it, if the bullets ever do fly, if hardships ever do come around, you know, those are the same reasons. We push forward because my comrade, my buddy, my friend alongside me pushes forward. And we see each other through this, and we see each other through to the end on this. These relationships are priceless. Oftentimes when things got hard, you know, the instincts kick in. You got upset, you felt frustrated. What I found was that there were opportunities to rise above. I wasn't the fittest. I had trouble swimming. I had a fear of heights and jumping off helicopters. Yeah. So it felt like I was the worst candidate to be a guardsman. I felt like I couldn't have drawn a shorter straw, simply. But I went with it, step at a time, and conquering it. It was this kind of confrontations with my limitations directly that built some kind of resilience, some kind of openness, some kind of confidence to explore that I may not be so limited by myself, that I could hope for more, that I could achieve more if I didn't limit myself. It's enriched me in ways that no other institution could have.
At the end of the day, if we don't defend our country, we will lose everything that we ever had. We don't want to be in a situation where we ask ourselves then, what if I had fought till the end? What if I had fought harder? Or what if I actually bothered to fight in the first place?
For me, I consider national service as a way to give back to society for all that the country has done for us.
We got to stay united as one because I think that is a good foundation for us to be even stronger. It's a stepping stone for us to be even much greater than what we are now.